have that work-life balance and recognize that sometimes things take time, but the balance piece is something that you never want to compromise. You want to take care of yourself, right? They say put on your mask so you can help others. It's really important in business and it's really important in life that you're creating that balance for yourself. 18 years, three lessons. I'm going to break down the three lessons that shaped my professional journey. And they have to do with parenting my daughter. She turned 18 this year. I was able to really go back and look at some of the things that I've learned being a mother and building my career at the same time. And I know that there's something here for you, and that's why I'm sharing this. So, I went back to work when my daughter was 6 weeks old. My maternity leave was short. It wasn't because I couldn't have a longer maternity leave. It was because I chose that, and I felt the business needed me. I was in a very thriving brand and I was in a very pivotal role. And so I felt like being back would show my dedication. I needed to be super mom, super executive, all of those things. And I did it at the expense, I think, of a little bit of my ability to just be able to enjoy being a mom. I don't regret that. I don't regret that at all. But I'll tell you that the lesson that I learned was that my need to prove to myself that I was dedicated to the business and, my need to be the best mom that I could, that created a very exhausted person. I was literally getting up at 6 in the morning and going into the office until 2:30 so that I could then turn around and be home with my daughter, and then I would stay up, with her as long as I could to be with her, and I literally wore myself out. I did it. I don't know how you find the energy as a mom, but I did it. And I don't regret it. Like I said, I don't regret anything I've done in my life, but I think it's good to look back at these things and understand what was really happening. And for me, it was it was more about me trying to prove myself than it was about the company needing me. Of course, it was nice to be back. Of course, I found that, oh my gosh, thank goodness I'm back because all these things are happening and I'm here to solve them. And but the business would have been okay without me. I know it would have. I wasn't okay without the business. And so I, realized from that my first most important lesson is that time and balance matter. Having balance in your life truly matters. And that's why I'm so happy that there right now it would be very strange for someone to go back to work at 6 weeks. I feel like people take 12, 15 weeks. I mean, they take longer than that. And I think that's the right thing to do. I think that you need that time to bond with your baby. I was still bonding with my daughter, just to be clear. I was still bonding with her because I co slept with her and I was with her for every waking hour I could be. I was breastfeeding her for the first year. So I bonded with her. It wasn't as though I didn't. I put an extra toll on myself by needing to be back at 6 weeks instead of really being able to kind of take a step back and say, I won't get this time back. And so, I think that's a really important lesson is that time and balance matter. And my career was really important to me. It shaped who I am in a lot of ways because I've been able to recognize some of the things that I wish I would have done differently. But also, it's a lesson that I learned. Do you really need to take that time? And so I think in business, this also applies, right? Sometimes strategies take time. Sometimes decisions need to unfold. You need to run the course of the business, and being patient and understanding that is a really important skill set to have when you're running a business. So, and having that balance as well, knowing that the business needs you, but also recognizing that you need to take care of yourself. You need to make sure that you're exercising or that you're doing things that keep you in flow personally, whatever those things are, that you're prioritizing your health, your mental well-being, and that you're there for your family because it really is important. So that's the first lesson I'll give you is that time and balance matter. So if you're an entrepreneur, a founder, a leader, or someone that's at the helm of a business and there's some pivotal moments in your life and you're trying to find that balance, I would say lean into it. And that's why it's just so important to have your business really, ticked and tied and ready and really be focused on that foundation. Because if you do that, then you're able to step away from your business. You're able to, engage, have that time with your family, with your husband, with your wife, with your significant other, whoever it may be. And you're able to really embrace that time without the guilt of feeling like you need to be at the business for the business to thrive. So that's my first lesson. It's time and balance matter, and I would just strongly, strongly suggest that you're thinking about that if you're, running a business. The other is to trust the process, and this is a little bit more into my parenting side, but also really um, has a lot to do with running a business. My daughter played club sports, and there were a lot of ups and downs. And if you have sons or daughters that play competitive sports, you'll understand. You'll be nodding your head and saying, "I totally get it." Sometimes you're at the mercy of things that you're out of your control. And that's very similar to business, right? There are things in business that are within your control, and then there are things that are out of your control. But sometimes you just have to trust the process, even if it's a negative process, even if it's a process where a situation could be very well impacting your child in a negative way, but you know that they're becoming more resilient and that they're learning from this, and that on the other side of this, they'll be a stronger, better human being because they've went through it. And so I feel the same about businesses. Businesses have their ups and downs. There are things that happen that are out of your control. There are legal things that happen that you can't predict. There are things that make you question, is this what why am I doing this? This is not fun. I'm going through this, whatever it is, whatever friction it is in the business. It makes you think, oh my gosh, is this always going to be this way? And one of the things that I've learned is that you have to trust the process, right? You have to make the right decisions. You have to feel really confident in your decisions, but you need to make the right decisions. And then you need to leave the rest up to time and to the process. And you need to recognize that there are some things that are just out of your control. And there's the ups and downs of parenting, and there are the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur or being an executive in a business or running a business. And if you can just brace yourself and know that this is normal, and that sometimes when there's friction in your business, sometimes it can mean that you're actually on the verge of some significant success, and that's exciting. And sometimes friction just means that there's opportunity to solve a problem. Same thing with your children. I used to tell my daughter, you can't pick your coach, just like sometimes you can't pick your boss, in the sense of you don't know sometimes who your boss is going to be. And sometimes your boss may not be a person that, is there. Is maybe your boss is a person that's causing you to question yourself, or it's not the best experience, or they're aggressive, or they're just not necessarily the boss that you would choose if you could choose them, right? You interview for a job, you get the job, you're really excited, and then you find out, oh my goodness, I don't have this connection with my boss, and that's okay. Same thing can happen with a coach, right? You could try out for a team, and everybody's on their best behavior, everyone's like selling themselves, and then you get on the team and you say, wow, this coach isn't what I thought he would be. He's a yeller, or he's very aggressive, or he's not really giving feedback, or he's not a great communicator. Well, guess what? I've told my daughter that happens in life, that happens in business, it happens a lot. It happens, and it's part of growing and recognizing that you can't always have full control of everything. And so trusting the process and knowing that whatever that situation is that you're tasked with, because that's where you're supposed to learn some lesson, you have to lean into it and recognize, what are the lessons I'm supposed to learn here? What am I supposed to take away from this? And how can I take this to make the next situation even better, the next experience better? So I would say that the parallels of being a parent and being in club sports for a very long time, my daughter now plays in college, has been something, right? You recognize that there are people that are going to impact your children. And sometimes you don't have the control over who those people are. But as a parent, you have control over how you handle the situation and how you support your children through the situation. And the same thing is in the business, right? There are going to be things that are going to happen that you're going to say, I've done all the right things and this is still happening, and I feel like it's out of my control. And sometimes you just have to continue to stay the course, make the right decisions, and then you have to trust the process, and you have to find out, what are the key learnings and takeaways that I can take from this. And then the third is, your tribe is everything. So I will tell you that my daughter has some very, very close friends that she's had since kindergarten, and they have been from her school, or from soccer teams that she's been on, or from family friends. And she has built this tribe of wonderful people that have been there for her through the thick and the thin, and that she has been there for as well. And so I know the importance of making sure that she's in an environment where she can build that tribe. And she's built some amazing, amazing relationships through the teams that she's been on and through the schools that she's been in. And there's been highs and lows, but she's had a tribe and she still has a tribe. Now she's building a new tribe as well in college of people that she'll take into the next phase of her life. And it's really everything. And I feel that's the same thing in business. There are people that have worked with me in previous roles and I've mentored them or they reported to me and they have become my friends and almost like family. They have become part of my professional tribe. I have colleagues in the industry that I see and I support on LinkedIn or wherever and just let them know I'm rooting for you. If they call me and they need something, I'm quick to make an introduction if I can or help them with anything that they're going through. How can I be of support? They are my professional tribe and I love them. And I think that they are a big part of who I am because a big part of who I am is I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm all of these things. I'm a daughter, I'm a granddaughter, and I can tell you that a big part of me is also who I am professionally. And so having this professional tribe is really important. I think it's really important that you leave a mark and that you recognize that what do they say? It's what you do when no one's looking. That's the definition of integrity. It's making sure that every person that you mentor, every person that you work with, that you're leaving that company, that business, that person in a better situation than how you found them, that you're adding value, that you are recognizing that that person is part of your tribe and is part of someone that came into your life for whatever reason. And your role is to have a positive impact on them. And you could think it's the most simple thing, but you could actually be impacting some next stage of their life because of a conversation you've had, because of a hard conversation you've had, or because of a positive reinforcement conversation you've had. Whatever the case is, it's really important to recognize that your tribe is everything. So I'll leave you on that. There's just three things. I'll just recap them really quickly. There's three things that have shaped my professional career. And after 18 years of being a mother and the ups and the downs, and it goes by so quickly, I will tell you, people used to tell me you're going to blink. And I'd say, oh no, I can't wait till she crawls. I can't wait till she walks. I can't wait till she runs. I can't wait till, and it just goes by so quickly. And now we're in the next season, the next chapter, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be seeing her this weekend to go watch her play soccer at her college. And I'm so, so proud of her. I'm so excited. I see the woman she's becoming. And I'll just tell you, it's the three things. And a lot of it I've learned being an entrepreneur, being a business person, being an executive, working with businesses and working with other mothers and fathers and people who have families. And I'll tell you, it's the three things. It's time and balance matter. So recognize and really balance, have that work life balance and recognize that sometimes things take time, but the balance piece is something that you never want to compromise. You want to take care of yourself, right? They say put on your mask so you can help others. It's really important in business and it's really important in life that you're creating that balance for yourself, making sure that you're taking care of yourself. And then trusting the process, knowing that sometimes things happen and they're out of your control, but you got to trust the process that there's something on the other end, there's some light for you on the other end of whatever this situation is. And then your tribe is everything. So just recognize that every person that you have the honor and just that you're blessed enough to meet along the way in your journey, both professionally and personally, just know that that is a human being that was brought, to you for a reason. And it may seem very small, but there are people professionally that have shaped who I am, because there are people that have said, I believe in you, even when I didn't believe in myself, or they said, something that has just lit me up inside. And they probably don't even realize the impact they had on me. And there are people like that for your children, and there are people like that for your family. And just know that you want to be that person. You want to build this tribe of people that you can count on, that will be there for you both professionally and personally. So I'll just leave you on that note. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Thanks.